Morning from Koh Chang in Thailand. You can probably hear some of the birds in the background. Wonderful to wake up to. A little bit of rain. Yesterday it was raining for all day. Something I've not really seen in Thailand. Sometimes you get this downpour that lasts an hour and then the skies brighten up. Not yesterday. It was continuous. As I woke this morning, again, me being me, always lots of things on my mind. And it stemmed from a conversation I had with a good friend back in the UK. It was a business conversation we had. And he was asking how my life was in Thailand, and I was asking him the same. And we actually had similar issues that run parallel. Odd, obscure, let me explain. I'm working as hard as I've ever worked here, and feel very much like I'm still on the treadmill of life, in that rat race again that I sought so hard to get out of 15 years ago when I come here. And I also read yesterday was quite an interesting day in terms of what was going on up there, a comment that stuck in my mind that says, remember, money is not the goal, it's the tool to get you there. Get you where? Towards freedom. And when I had this conversation with my friend back in Scotland, he's talking about the rain coming down, how cold it is. Rain's coming down here, but it's beautiful. I explained how, although I am in paradise, I'm on Koh Chang at the moment because of essentially what's happening with COVID and my kids not having to go to school at the moment, that although I was surrounded by beauty, I didn't really get to see it because I was working so many hours on my computer to do with my businesses. He said, as a retort, but remember, many people in the UK work 48 weeks a year so they can jump on a flight and come to a location and walk down that beach that you're still able to walk down in the morning or in the evening or fit in at a lunch break. I said, responding back, that this has become normal to me. And alright, I never take it for granted. If you can see some of the views I'm looking at now, in fact, let me turn the camera around, it's probably more therapeutic. But for all of this beauty, there are still times when I long to be back in the UK, enjoying the beauty that the UK has, which it has. It's just different. I guess the grass is always greener. Of course, look, this is exceptional. But at some point, I do have to ask the question, what are my motivations for being here in this world? And unfortunately, it comes down to, I think, that money still allows us to have this freedom. And some might give you these old sayings. And I remember hearing one that a man worked all of his life so that he could go on this boat and travel the seas, and he had this conversation with the sailor on board, and the sailor said, I never had to do that work and yet I'm here. But I never bought that, because that sailor has to carry on doing that job, whereas the guy with the money can change his mind, can get off that boat, get on another boat, get on an aeroplane and go somewhere else. And there might be people that come over here on a very, very tight budget and retire, and they can sit on a beach like Jomtien, which I see all the time, and they're in paradise on a budget. But by the same token, where can they go next? And where is that flexibility if they haven't got financial security? And this is the dilemma I've got, especially with a family, in terms of when does life become acceptable where I can just enjoy my lot, enjoy my family, enjoy where we are. My younger brother, by contrast to me, is nowhere near as ambitious, and yet when I speak to him, he's happy every day with what he's got and has no further ambitions. Who's right and who's wrong? Where is the balance and trade-off between quality of life, whether that's Thailand or anywhere else in the world, against the hours that you put in to actualize that money to give you the freedom to have more controls in your life? And these are the dilemmas and thought processes that I'm going through at the moment in terms of, have I got that balance right? And what do I actually want from my life? Because at 45 years old, I'm not getting any younger. And it always feels like I'm changing the line. Beforehand, I thought, okay, let's work hard until I'm 45 and see where I am and ease off. Now I've pushed it to 50. And I'm sure it'll be 55 if I don't set what is the target I want to reach. And are my ambitions currently too ambitious? My dream would be to have a huge £1.5 million mansion somewhere in the UK in a green leafy suburban with a huge wall around it where I can have my privacy and yet still be able to jump on a flight and spend 6 months of the year in Thailand. Maybe that's too ambitious. Maybe I just need to enjoy every single moment with my kids, whereas at the moment, I've got to be honest, I see my kids out playing and having fun. I'm stuck in front of my computer. My wife's out enjoying the time with them. I get maybe an hour and a half in the evening. I'm tired mentally and don't get to have that quality that I aspire to. So it's actually my message. Look, in amongst this beauty is one of conflict about what is the right way to live your life. Certainly this is beautiful, but there's more to life than just paradise. Thought for the day. Keep safe. Done about Thailand.